What is going on, Wash Fam? Today I want to give you guys some pointers on pre-soaking and post-soaking your vegetation when soft washing. I can already see the comments coming. How do you soak a bush wrong? How do you soak plants wrong? Well, you don't soak anything wrong, but if you've been doing this long enough, you do know there is certain techniques to more effectively pre and post soak your vegetation. There's certain things to do that will give you a better shot at making all the vegetation survive. So hear me out before you let your fingers run wild, and we'll jump right into the first pointer. Whether it's you or a partner or an employee soaking the vegetation, I want you to know that you should not be hitting the whole perimeter of all the vegetation just from this angle. This is a good way to get the outside. It's a good way to get the tops, but a lot of people forget that when you're spraying from the roof, your chemical is mainly coming from the back, flying in this way. So I want to show you an example. When I spray this tree, I'm coming from this angle, I'm coming straight on, I'm wiggling and jiggling, but that doesn't get the back of this tree wet. So with that said, you guys, make sure you are getting into tight little spots, moving around the vegetation, and actually getting different angles, pretty much a 360 angle around every piece of vegetation, so you know it is soaked all the way around. As you can see, I am in the bushes, but this just gives me the opportunity to get the back of all these leaves, all these plants, all these bushes. I'm not leaving this spot dry, and I'm fully soaking it 360 all the way around top to bottom. And then again, same thing. I can get behind this one, I can get this angle. You just don't want to be only soaking from the outside perimeter of the home like this. Tip number 2, you guys, as you're soaking this vegetation, especially when there's no gutters like this property, you want to be soaking the roots where the plants are drinking from, and also be diluting that chemical that's probably sitting in the bed root if there's no gutters. So I see too many people just soaking their plants like this. Yeah, it's dripping into the roots. It's going to the bottom. It's going to touch the bottom like this. But more effectively is just focusing on the roots. After you followed the last technique, you can now come back to the plants that you already sprayed and just mainly focus on the roots. Focus on the ground. Get that area soaked like you can see here. I've already hit this area, but just for video demonstration, I'm coming back and I want to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. Focus on the ground, focus on the roots, focus on the base of these plants, so you know they're getting a lot of water to drink, and if they are drinking that chemical, you want to dilute it down the absolute best you can. The next tip I want to give you guys when watering your vegetation, and this is more of a pointer and not a technique, but make sure, even if the property has gutters, if it doesn't have gutters, make sure all those techniques that we just talked about, you're actually doing before you start spraying the roof. So too many times people jump straight on the roof and they start going to town and their water guy kind of catches up, or they do it after. But you absolutely want these beds, the roots, the leaves, every piece of the vegetation soaked, because this is going to create a barrier of water and a security blanket over the plants before that overspray is getting onto them. So someone put it like this for me that helped me understand. Think of a sponge. If it is totally dry and you pour water on it, it's going to soak it right up. It's going to absorb that water so fast. But if you have this sponge already soaked, it's going to be harder to absorb that water. It's not going to take in as much. It's going to be repelling a lot of it because, you know, it's already soaked to the max. So with the plants, pre-soak them very good, especially if you guys are solo, maybe 1 or 2 guys. Just make sure everything is drenched beforehand. That's it for this video, you guys. I hope those pointers helped you. I hope you use them on your next and following jobs. just start implementing them. It can be tricky, as you know, if you've been doing this long enough. You've killed plants, I've killed plants, everyone's killed plants, whether they want to admit it or not. But with that said, you guys, let me know down in the comments some other techniques that help you. I know there's things like neutralizers. I know a million techniques with guys making PVC pipe, sprinkling the whole time through one of their pressure washers. There's so many techniques, so drop them down in the comments. Let me know if you enjoyed this video, or let me know if you enjoyed this video, or if it was just plain stupid because I'm talking about watering plants. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next one. Much love as always, Wash Fam. And really quick, the podcast with Casey is going to be live next week. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, you saw the intro that I posted for that video. But it's going to be a great video. He drops so many gold nuggets, you guys. He's a multi-7-figure earner, so these are just not spitball ideas. These are proven strategies and plans that have helped him scale multiple service businesses, and he's had service businesses sink and that he just puts in the grave because they simply weren't working out. But he's taken so many risks, has so much knowledge in the service business industry. So I will post that on my Instagram. Here's my Instagram when the video is live.